That is strange. Uh-oh.
Am I able to change my token name?
You guys usually do.
No, we do not.
Oh, because it's always changed from whatever I originally listed it as.
Oh yeah, no, I've never once done it, but I can do it. It's done.
If it's changed based on what the character sheet says, that's the only way I'd name them.
All right, that is sent, and that is sent, and we are now officially and fully live.
Ahoy!
So, yeah, welcome everybody to another Monster Monday, where we are testing out, or not a Monster Monday. This is the Monster Mash that serves as a prelude to the Monster Monday itself. And it is in fact a Saturday, so obviously not a Monster Monday. But I am your host, I am your GM, joined, as per usual, by my good friends, my good buddies, my chums, who I'm going to introduce and have them introduce their characters. So, why don't we start off with Thicket, that is being played by Decaf. Decaf, who is this little guy?
Yeah, so Thicket is an Ardandi heritage sprite whose natural lineage just developed into the powers of phytokineticism. He's a wood kineticist. Just pure and true.
Very cool. Yeah, with the phytokineticist is pretty fun. I did a build not too long ago. It feels recently. I did a build this year with the phytokineticist. So I'm curious to see what you ended up picking up from it, because there are a lot of options in there.
There are so many options.
Next, we are unfortunately down a player this evening. So my good buddy Zabcorn, Zach, you can also find him on Kaiju Corner, is running 2 characters. So Zach, would you like to introduce who you're running today?
Alrighty. I'm running a dynamic duo of Poison Ivy. First up, I made her a human druid, and I've kind of built her as an in-between of classic and new Poison Ivy, to where she is poison focused and also has plant powers, And then my other character is Harlequin, and she's basically just a bruiser. Went more into the barbarian class with her. A little bit focused on deception, but I don't know if that will really come into play for a combat encounter.
Okay, very cool. And before we move on, I just want to say hello to Melkor over on Twitch. Thanks for stopping by. And the last person we are introducing is Shy. Shy, you sent me a very weird picture with the fact that it's got the checkerboard background, and I didn't ask any questions, and I slapped it in there, so go ahead and introduce your character here.
When I tried to create the token, it didn't seem to care about that. Was not. Oh, I know what I probably did. Well, oh well. Anyways, so yeah, this is Chad Gippeton. I will let people make any inferences if they will, if they desire. It is an automaton investigator with alchemical sciences.
So you made the guy for my robot?
No.
All right.
People can
I thought his last name was Jeepitine.
listen here. It can't be that on the nose.
Well, the four of
You're
you
giving
have
things
been
away.
the 4 of you have been dispatched to a local, not necessarily a wizard's college, but an arcanarium, we'll call it. It's just a place where wizards have come together to sort of study magic, and normally does trade with a nearby town. It hasn't had anything lately, which has caused people to employ the 4 of you for adventures that have had a couple solid adventures under your belt by this point, to go forth and investigate.
Question.
Yeah,
Can I say that I'm pursuing a lead then?
certainly.
Epic.
What lead would you like to pursue?
I guess just this mission as a whole. It's kind of hard to say like
Yeah.
exacts without having an
Where the
actual.
Lucky Charms went.
You want to pursue the lead on
What?
the missing wizards?
Yeah, I think that's sure.
All right.
Like whatever
Yeah.
feels fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That sounds good to me. Well, so the four of you have arrived, and the doors sit slightly ajar, lending to an eerie atmosphere that permeates this otherwise brightly colored place. How would you like to proceed?
If there's no doorman, Harley's just gonna start making her way in.
Okay. You step into the area, revealing
Chad just follows.
a foyer that leads off into two side rooms. Upon the cobblestone floors, there are a pair of wizards, what you would guess to be wizards, judging by their robes and the broken staves that lay beside them, who appear to, if not be already dead, in the process of doing so.
Okay.
Looming over them, standing perhaps 7 feet tall, is a gaunt figure with pale, dead-looking flesh, who is currently turned away from you, but fixes a multi-eyed gaze upon you. Because while his main body is turned away, affixed to his back, as well as his arms and even portions of his legs, are masses of, no, not necessarily masses, but are other heads that continue to chatter and jeer and whisper warnings to the main head, which slowly turns to regard you. The creature in question looks like this.
That was muted. Ugh.
Ooh,
Yeah. With
that's
art
cool.
with art provided by the fantabulous Daniel Larios, who unfortunately is not here to join us tonight for this test.
That bastard.
Right?
Abandoned us.
Drew me a monster to throw at you guys and wasn't here to help you seal the deal, I guess.
You know what
I
it
really
is?
like
He's
that
too
monster.
afraid to deal with my criticisms because we've dealt with his drawn artworks before that you statted up, and
Yep.
I immediately went for him and was like, "How dare you!"
Yeah, no, he knocked
Strike.
it. He knocked it out of the park on this one. He's been working on this for a while. But as it turns to look at you, more heads to join the collective. Come, share with me your thoughts, your minds, and all that lies within. And we're gonna go ahead and reveal the creature on the map,
I was about to say, I was like, where is he at?
and then
Okay,
roll
cool.
for initiative.
It's a horseless headman.
That is, I would give you a hero point if that was something I do, because that is exactly the inspiration for this creature.
Well, on the plus side, you got an
Oh
at
my.
20 for initiative, so hey.
Yeah.
You got a different reward.
Zach and I are on a similar wavelength. All right, Harleen Quinzel, you are leading the charge here.
All right. Let's see.
Well, Ocean Boy, we're glad you stopped by. Hope you enjoy what you can catch for our little fight. fight here?
I guess we'll just start off the fight pretty regular for a barbarian. So, seeing as this is something that she needs to squish, Harley will go into a rage. Did that?
Brooklyn
Yep, it went
Rage.
on there. And then her second action, uh, I guess sudden charge wouldn't really matter. So I guess second action will just be to move up and
Sure.
then take a swing
Have at
with
it.
her big ol' whammer.
Her maul. All right, she
That's the quick one.
swings, and you see like the heads like whispering to the main heads, just like duck to the left or something like that, and he gracefully dodges aside. Not sure
That will be
you'll
all
provide
her.
much to the collective, but I will take what I can. And so he lunges out with a. Let's see, actually, while he's got people in position. Okay. It's going to take some lining up, but he is going to step, and he is going to unleash a lightning bolt.
Ooh.
And like you can see, like as he says the incantation, the other like heads on his body, and like as he turns to face, you can see more heads. Like you're not sure if they're stitched or somehow otherwise like formed into the flesh of his chest, mumbling the incantation along with the main head. And so he's going to do this at a slight angle. So it's going to come out from him and go like that. Whoops, I forget that it is. What is it? Space,
Q?
isn't it?
You might just be able to just drag it through and just show that the line goes through all. Yeah, just like
Yeah.
that.
It's going to hit all of you except Thicket. So, if you guys could go ahead and give me reflex saves. Okay, Harleen succeeds. Everybody else fails. So Harley takes half of that damage. The rest of you will take the full damage. That was all three of his actions. Which means it is now Chad's turn.
Ow. I say, not actually feeling anything. No. Okay. Well, I would like to ask if the headsman counts as being part of my investigative nonsense.
I mean,
I
you're
don't know if it would
investigating
come up or not, but
why the wizards have gone missing, and this guy seems to be the culprit.
okay.
I feel like that could count.
All right. So, I guess the best thing. What is this one?
But a kind and benevolent GM am I.
You are. Thank you. I appreciate
I'm a kind and benevolent god.
you. Okay. So,
And fickle.
dang. Guess you are. I'm being investigated. I guess what I shall do is take a look at him. I'm gonna go ahead and devise a stratagem.
Okay. Go ahead and devise.
Oh, do we have weapons up?
Yeah. You guys saw like
Okay.
it was a slightly open door. You're probably like, should be careful about that.
I will go ahead and get that drawn now, and I will say it is drawn in gun format.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. Devise a stratagem. So I'll just go ahead and roll a d20. What is that? What do we got? A 10 on the die.
10 on the die. Well,
but I think that would hit.
I mean, metagaming, you know that a 25 missed, so how's that compare if you added 10 to
A
your
26.
bonus? 26.
Oh, we're not-
Ooh.
Oh, wait.
Ooh.
Hold on. That's not that 27.
Ooh, maybe.
Maybe I don't. Screw it. As part of it, though, I'll go ahead and just do this because you'll have to bear with me because I'm still new to the idea of an investigator. I don't think I've ever built one before.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go ahead and use. Where is it? Is it class feats? There it is. I'm gonna use known weaknesses.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, you get to
So
attempt to
I'm
recall
gonna go ahead
knowledge.
and recall knowledge. And let me guess, this is gonna require religion of all things.
Most likely.
Why
Do you
that
have
one?
do you have an applicable lore?
Does academia lore count? The wizards went missing.
Ooh. You know what? I'll give it to you.
Yes! I'll take it. All right. I feel like I have something for this as well, but
My Hero Academia lore.
Filthy.
Yeah.
Hadoink, I guess. I don't know if there's anything that
Ooh,
helps
32.
with this, but
Yeah,
There you are.
you're good. So this is indeed a headsman, sometimes known as horseless headsmen. They are the result of multiple. Who's moving? Zach, get out of here.
oh,
They are the result of they're a type of undead that are created from typically more intelligent individuals whose whose heads have literally been pushed onto a singular body to serve as sort of a repository of knowledge. They're usually created to serve as like wizard assistants. It's rarely something somebody does to their self because it usually results in a loss of identity, just like a destruction of the self, just because you all become a singular mind.
interesting.
What would you like to know about them?
This doesn't happen to be a critical success, does it?
It is not.
Okay. I didn't imagine so. I thought I'd ask because you never know.
Yeah.
Just double checking other knowledge skills I have just in case.
There's lots of
Cool.
stuff I could
Alright.
give you.
There's a lot of stuff I could try and look at. There's too much. Anyways, okay. Let's just go with lowest save.
Due to the mishmash of minds, their lowest save is actually their will.
Okay. Well, almost uncannily, Chad just spouts out all of that nonsense, pretty much word for word, out loud, and
They're
then
weak-willed. Bully them.
and then go for the weak will. All right, cool. That was one action. Good lord. You know what? I'll try and see if a 27 would hit. How do I? There should be a way to apply that effect. Let's double check. Because right here it's got apply effect. So let's try that. It doesn't say. Okay. Well, then in that case, I'll just let you know that it indeed would be.
You
Trigger brand is
fire
not
off.
finesse. Plus 2. So
Oh.
28 to hit.
Ooh, 28. Okay, that will hit in that case.
Woohoo! Alrighty. Sorry, I know it's a lot. Cool.
Because earlier
I
you
guess
said 27. But if it was
I had
28
realized that it's not. I don't know how this thing works. I'm sorry. Here,
All right.
have just boink.
Okay. So yeah, that's that has concussive.
So yeah, if they're resistance to piercing, they take bludgeoning instead.
Okay.
Or if they're resistant to both, then it doesn't matter. But
All right. So he will take that damage. You shoot through. You shoot one of the eyes out of one of the heads, but it seems largely unperturbed by this action.
oh well, alrighty then. And then I guess I'll just reload.
Okay. All right. Thicket.
Yep. Okay. I am going to move forward for my first action.
You gonna go into the thicket
Get
of
up
it?
here. Oh yeah. I grabbed myself. Yes, please move forward. There you go. Then from here, I'm going to go ahead and do my single action channel elements.
Mm-hmm. And do you want to
That's
stance or elemental blast as part of this?
I think I am going to. I don't know. This thing is using magic, so I don't know if it's going to steer clear of us or not. So I think for safety's sake, I am going to go ahead and do a stance ability.
Okay.
And we're going to activate my safe elements on this to target myself and my 3 friends as I use Ravel of Thorns.
Ooh. Geometric patterns. Creature that starts its turn. 3 piercing damage each time it moves. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
And then I think last action I will. I'm trying to think here. I got my wood aura junction up, so.
Yep. So people will be getting temp
Actually,
HP.
Yep, everyone gets 1 temp HP
Now that
until the
won't
start of their
stack.
next turn.
That won't stack with Harley.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or actually, no. I
well,
think
as long as
I
you get
depleted
better.
your temp HP, so it should now. There, I helped you.
Have
See?
1 extra.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so.
And then my wood impulse junction would activate if I use an impulse. That's 2 actions or more. I only have 1 action left. And with 1 action, Chad, you looked like you got pretty banged up there. Have some produce. As I grow like a piece of broccoli in your hand.
Oh, wonderful.
Sure.
Sure is real grateful for that broccoli. All right. Well, speaking of the green stuff, Pamela Isley, it is your turn.
All right. I guess first action, she'll just get into the door, get into the room. Maybe, hopefully, not get hit with a lightning bolt again. And you said these guys are dying on the floor?
Yes. Would you like to cast Death Knell on them?
Yes. I'm gonna ring that bell. For 2 actions on this guy, I'm gonna hit him with Stabilize.
Interesting choice.
And so tiny little flowers and stuff bloom around him, trying to close his wounds.
Okay.
And that will be her turn.
All right. Then we are back to Harley.
All right.
Round 2.
Step up, and
To the
batter is
streets.
gonna swing.
Oh, that's nice that it applies it automatically. Oof. Another wide miss.
Oof.
Third and final
Let's,
action. What do you got?
Let's go for the backswing.
Okay. Oh, yep. You do get the backswing trait. But
Oof.
nope. Nope. Still a miss. All right. It is his turn. Let's see. He's got a couple options he can do here. All right. You know what? I think we're gonna take a bite out of crime. And the headsman is going to target you with a jaws strike. So one of these heads making up its form like lunges forward. With a 28,
Yep.
the mouth tears into you, dealing 14 points of piercing damage. The teeth are like sort of jagged and fragmented. And so it's going to follow this up with an athletics check to grapple you. So this is going to go against Harley's Fortitude DC.
Which is 27.
Ooh, alright. This is not a gimme. But fortunately this is improved grab, so I'm not wasting an action on it. Nope. Misses it. With that being the case, and having a little bit of damage, he is going to... No, not yet. But he is going to stride over here. And he is going to throw a head. So he like reaches and like rips off one of the heads on his chest, and then you can see like still like chattering, like its teeth are arr, 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 arr. And he's going to throw it at Chad. And miss.
I'm okay with this, but I hate everything about what just happened.
The head bounces behind you, and you can hear, as it goes over, and you hear it thump and roll, and oof. Right. Chad, it is your turn.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start off by eating that lovely produce
Broccoli.
given to me. Mm-hmm.
Eat your broccoli. Grow up big and strong.
Old HP.
Nice.
Ah.
You're back. You're fully healed.
Thank you.
Full. That's what you get for eating your greens.
This is new to me as an automaton. I don't know what to do with this. With my second action,
I imagine it's less eating and more just shoving it in your fuel capacitor or whatever you have as an automaton.
Fair. God damn it. As my second action, I'll go ahead and we'll just start off by making another strike, honestly. So,
sure.
Devise a stratagem.
Okay.
Apply effect.
All right. So you know that'll hit.
Oh,
because your 10
interesting.
did.
Then, can I do... and then I'll make a strike with the ranged.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I figured out how it worked. Okay, sweet.
Excellent.
All right. So now that won't be a problem in the future. So there's the actual damage roll.
So wait, this is just now saying that when you rolled an 11, it's a 28.
I think
Does that mean you
maybe was
lied to
wrong then
me?
last time. Then don't take the damage from this.
I can't believe you would do that to me.
I don't know how this thing is confusing.
No, go ahead and roll the damage. I'll restore the damage it took, and I'll take this damage here.
Okay. Because I'm confused. And I guess it's off guard to, we'll say Harley.
Okay. Now let me see how this damage roll breaks down, because, unfortunately, it is immune to precision damage.
That's not surprising.
Because each of the heads can take over if need be.
Well, then that looks like 7.
Okay. It looks
Without
like it's
precision.
It looks like 7 is the precision.
Well, it's 14
Yeah,
total,
yep.
so...
Yeah, so it's exactly where it was
So-
at before this began.
Okay, cool. No big deal. All right, so yeah, then there's the 7. That would have been my third and final action, and again, Harley, it will be off guard to your next attack you make before the start of my next turn.
Not a fan of being off guard to the barbarian.
Well, she hasn't hit anything, so it's fine.
So that's why she needs it.
Thicket.
Alrighty. You know what? We're just
Filled with
gonna
2
hunker down
Cs.
right here.
Okay.
Well, if he's got enough strength. No. We're gonna go ahead and 2-action elemental blast for some bludgeoning wood damage.
Would that be strength or constitution?
That would be adding Constitution if it hits for damage.
Oh no, sorry, I was thinking of the double C thicket.
Well, he's Constitution based, so.
All right, go ahead and make that elemental blast.
He's a thick boy.
Here. I believe that is everything.
That is a hit.
Love it. And then. Alright, now let's see here. Just double checking because I've not done this before. So I've got base damage. Elemental Blast is here. We're not upgrading anything. And I think this is it. It might just be rolling the dice by themselves, though.
It is just rolling the dice by themselves.
Dang.
All right, so how much
Well, then,
with
should be 20
20?
because
Okay.
max con.
Well, I will say you notice as you throw a log or something at him,
Mm-hmm.
you just apparate a
Oh,
log out of
absolutely.
thin air and just do a caber toss. Actually, I don't know. I originally designed this guy with a weakness to bludgeoning because I was like, oh, you're bashing in
Oh.
skulls.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure I like that idea. I'm gonna roll with it for now. So he'll take
Let's say we can
28
mention
points.
it later.
We'll take 28 points of damage.
Dang.
My
Okay.
goodness.
Yeah, my goodness.
So I'm just gonna
And then
take this
just in case he
damage.
wants to retaliate against me,
Oh,
I am going to. Let's see here. What do I have here? Yeah, just in case he retaliates against me, I'm going to lift my shield. It doesn't actually give me any AC, but
okay.
but that's just because it's a broadleaf shield.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Pam, it is your turn.
All right. I guess since we're trying to save the wizards, she'll stabilize the other dying one, and
Unfortunately,
then
as you attempt to do so, realize that this one has already passed on after critically failing its dying save on its turn.
alrighty. Well then, for my final action, she will just have this big old crossbow, and she will take a shot at the headsman. And this
Okay.
first bolt will be one of the ones that is coated with black smear poison.
Ooh, okay. So go ahead and make
Oh
natural
my.
20. All right.
Wow.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
And then this is black smear.
Interesting. Okay. So while you strike true, oh wait, sorry. You know what else I forgot that I gave this thing? Because it is a
Immunity.
multitude of heads, that each can like sort of take control. There's no like weakness there, so it's also immune to critical hits.
Okay. So just regular damage?
Yeah, so I'll just take half of what you rolled there.
Okay.
And unfortunately, as an undead, it is also immune to poison.
We figured it out,
How
guys.
dare it?
It's an undead creature.
I
That will be all of her actions, though.
guess I
Alright.
should have probably chosen like immunities, but oh well.
I am sorry about that, Zach. It was a good roll, but
It happens.
that's how it goes.
Totally not payback for last night.
Lol.
Harley, it is your turn. Now, Harley does know that until I decide otherwise, this creature has a weakness to bludgeoning, which her maul will deal if she can hit with it.
Well,
Yeah,
if
she
you
can
want to
hit.
give it the off guard condition before she goes to strike it on this first one.
I can indeed. I almost toggled its visibility state.
It turns invisible.
Yep. There we go. I was looking for
Alright.
flat-footed for a second.
Swing, bada bada.
Yeah, I said off guard for a reason.
Oof.
Even with the lowered AC, that is a miss.
Harleen, do you got a hero point? Like something? Girl, what's going on?
She doesn't. Let's go
Man,
for the backswing.
come on, bro. All right, well, it's no longer off guard, so
Oh,
Hey,
doesn't matter.
but he's immune to him.
There you go.
Yeah, so just roll regular damage.
Bap.
So just a thunderous blow against the headsman as you crush some of the heads under your maul. And it'll then take another 8 points of damage. Well, unfortunately, it does make it to its turn. Now, it's going to do something called collect.
It should no longer be off guard.
Yeah. I think it's until your turn, right? Or is it just the first attack from
No,
Harley?
it's just the first attack from Harley.
Gotcha. Oh, so it wouldn't have been off guard to the second one, but it was still a
For the
natural
second
20.
st-
Yeah.
No, I said that, but
All right, so it is going to collect head. So what you see it do is it reaches down, and while it's reaching down with one hand, it rips off one of the heads that Harley just crushed and tosses it aside. Placing its foot on the back of this recently dead wizard, it grabs the head of the skull of this wizard in its other hand, and in a single motion, smooth motion, rips the head off and places it amongst the on the missing place now it has on its body. And in doing so, it's going to heal a little bit. Very little bit. But it's something. With one action complete. Let's see. Oh boy. I think I gotta go. You know what? I'm gonna go for another head lob.
I didn't realize I was upsetting you that much.
I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna go for thicket because he tossed a log at me.
No.
So here comes a head.
Here comes the giant fist.
Here comes a villain point. Whoops. Well,
Wow.
I mean, I guess I
Beautiful.
deserve it.
we're sticking with it. All right, 34 points of damage as his head just and latches onto you. Are you a tiny sprite or a small sprite?
Oh, I'm tiny. Yeah.
It just eats you.
Maybe, yeah.
I am wrestling with this freaking head on the ground. Like,
Yeah, and it's going to attempt an athletics check for improved grab. But you are a... This is going to be very hard because you are a... but a 33 I think is going to get you, right?
yeah, my DC would have been a 28.
Okay. Then just to show off its final ability. So first off, let me throw Head Lob into the chat. A headsman can throw one of its heads as a single action. A creature grabbed by one of these heads is not immobilized. On the headsman's turn, any detached head gains a single action that they can only use, you know what, I should say at the start of the headsman's turn. Any detached head. That's a good note. That they can use only to make a jaw strike against a grabbed creature. The strike has a plus 19 to hit, deals 2d6 plus 9 piercing damage, and has improved grab. Additionally, while it has you there, what it can command that head to do is to maul you. So if you would like to go ahead and make that that fortitude save.
Got it. Here we go.
All right, that is a failure. So you will take
Oh, I rolled so low. I don't have any hero points.
28 points of piercing damage. Yikes.
It's a good thing he's a kineticist, because otherwise, ow.
Okay, I've corrected the actual sheet with it to say at the start of the headsman's turn for the head lob. And now that is all three of its actions. It collected a head, it threw its head, and it mauled. So, Chad, it is your turn.
Well, I guess I'll just quickly ask. Thicket, do you think you can handle your own healing? You think you're good?
Oh yeah, I have plans.
All right.
He has plants.
Well, probably those two.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Then in that case, I think we are gonna have some fun. Best way I can word
hope not.
that. Why not?
I hope I have fun.
Um,
And sometimes I feel like my fun is directly proportional to how much fun you're not having.
huh. Just as a quick question,
Of course.
can you recall knowledge against the same creature more than once?
Yes, the DC goes up. But if you
How
have
much?
succeeded on the check, usually goes up by 2 the first time, then up 5 from the base bonus, like the third time,
Okay,
second time you've done
gotcha.
it.
And then, as you mentioned, if you have succeeded.
Yeah. Yep. You have to, as long as you keep succeeding, you can keep making checks.
Oh, but the moment you fail, you can't. Interesting.
Correct, because at that point
That's rough.
you've apparently recalled everything you know about the subject.
Yikes. All right, well, we'll still give it another shot then. So
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and make another recall knowledge. I'll go ahead and use the academia lore again.
Okay.
There it is. Bunk.
So remember that
I would
those
like
failures
to-
we were talking about?
Well, hang on. I would like to use a hero point.
Okay.
As I tell Chad to rethink its answer, and I'd like a second result.
All right, you do
Damn it.
indeed. You get that second result.
Let's go.
What would you like to know about? So I've told you this
Does
thing
it
is
have any-
already it's undead. You've discovered
so it's
some
undead.
immunities. It's got
We
a
discovered
lot of
it's
the
immune to a couple
classic
things.
undead immunities, as well
Bludgeoning.
as precision and critical hits.
Does it have any other weaknesses outside of bludgeoning?
No.
Okay. Can I ask instead? We've noticed that it's immune to poison. I guess that's just undead stuff. What else can you ask with a recall knowledge? Like, on average.
Special abilities.
We've kind of seen most of those. Right.
There is one that you haven't seen.
Oh, well then sure, we'll ask about it. Why not?
Okay. The Headsman has an ability called Chorus of Jeers.
Sorry?
If it critically succeeds on a save or an attack made against it is a critical failure, all the heads join in mocking and belittling the creature that created the effect or missed it, forcing the target to attempt a DC 28 basic will save. Or it should just be a will save. On a failure, the creature becomes the headsman's choice of Confused until the end of its next turn, Stupefied 1 until the end of its next turn, or Frightened 2.
Dang. That's funny.
And I suggested this because I have no idea if it'll actually get a chance to use this ability.
It is that does make sense why suddenly it tried to belittle Harley earlier though.
Yep.
All right.
She was
well-
1 point away from critically missing.
Yeah,
Twice
she
in
had
a
like
row.
a missed by 9, yeah.
Yep.
So close, yet so far.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess nothing really otherwise comes to mind then to do that. So I guess I'll just continue to. I don't think I'm loaded. Oh no, it says I am. So,
Depends
Must
how
have
much money you
actually
have
done that.
left.
huh? I don't remember reloading last time.
I don't recall you reloading either.
It's- Yeah, it says that it is, and I don't believe it.
Well, if it is, I'll
so
trust
we'll-
it. I'll trust that over my memory.
Well, my memory says otherwise as well, so I'm not gonna
Okay.
trust it.
Sure.
I'm gonna move to here. Unfortunately, moving out of that aura, but getting into a flank, and I'm just gonna stab at it.
Okay. As
With
you
the
go to
trigger
stab
brand.
at it, the heads on its back focus their gaze upon you. And you realize it has all-around vision.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that makes sense. I'm still gonna strike.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. And you know what? We'll go for slashing, because why not?
Sure. Why not?
Haraba! Come on. Haraba! There we go.
There you go. All right, that is indeed a hit.
Whap! There it is.
Okay. Make sure I got the headsman selected. Damage. Yikes. Okay. That should be everything for you then. Recalled, move, struck. Yep. Thicket.
All right. This is a simple turn for me. You see Thicket raise his hands and he goes, "Behold, my cabbages!" And he does another fresh produce for one action, creates a perfectly round, shiny head of cabbage,
The head
and then
biting
he starts
you
devouring
eats
it for
it
his.
before you can.
No! No, give me my cabbage! I needs it. Please.
No,
Yes, I will eat it for my second action.
yeah. There's a reaction I'm now considering adding. If a head is attached to you, it'll try to drink or eat stuff that you have.
That'd be really funny.
And then, last action, I will toss another log. One action, elemental blast.
Yeah. Yep, you're not restrained or anything by this head, so you're good to go.
Hoist. Ash Ketchum style.
That is a hit.
Nice. There we are.
Oof. But you know what? I can just take double, because that'll account for his weakness.
Ah.
All right. Pamela.
All right.
You know, I gotta say, for a femme fatale such as Poison Ivy,
yeah.
Pamela's just not... because it doesn't quite get there.
What, the name?
Yeah, it's not a name I ascribe to. Well, I guess Pamela Anderson. I don't know.
But
I was gonna say.
It's an undercover alias. It's not.
Well, it's also her
what they
name
go
before she
by.
became.
Yeah.
I know, like Pamela Isley's her real name.
Yeah. So she's not going to use it as like
Yeah.
the femme fatale part of her. You know.
No.
Got to keep that cover.
Even though she doesn't wear a mask.
Nope.
Listen, we've learned that apparently taking off glasses is all Superman needs.
He does more
I
than
thought-
that.
I like to think everyone just ignores the fact so they don't have to deal with him during work hours.
A bunch of these people's identities are actually known. No one just wants to say anything because they're like, it's not
Yeah.
worth the trouble.
Oh, they're also these people are clearly insane.
Exactly, not worth the trouble.
But seeing as this thing can like just rip people's heads off,
Yeah.
she is gonna try to pull out one of her big guns. For 3 actions, she's going to sprout a bunch of vines, and they're going to shoot
Ooh.
like thorns and not spears, but
Javelin.
thickles. Yeah,
Okay.
just full on grown javelins at the headsman.
Ooh. Okay. And you're just doing this as 2 actions because there is only 1 target. That is a hit.
Oh, it has to be 2?
Well, no, it says you can spend a 3rd action while casting the spell to fire splinters at 2 different targets instead of 1.
Oh, okay.
But since there is only 1, you can just do the 2 action version.
Okay.
So go ahead
So
and roll
then
damage.
2 actions.
Oof, that is some nice damage. All right, just a blast of splinters gets lodged in this in the headsman, in the horseless headsman.
If it's
Melkor,
still-
I do have like the weaknesses set up. There must be something else that I have to actually do because it doesn't seem to apply them whenever I just take the damage. So I'll look into that. But 1 action remains for Poison Ivy.
If everyone seems, how does Thicket's health seem? I know he just ate a cabbage.
It's honestly hard for me to look
I
at Thicket's
mean-
health because my cursor covers the
tiny.
health bar. Yeah. I gotta zoom in.
I was gonna say, out of 110 pizza slices, I have 82, and I've got one in reserve.
All right, you're fine. For final action, she'll
There's a
just
slice in the
reload.
fridge. You know what I mean?
She'll reload her crossbow, and it'll be one with an acid flask on it.
Okay. All right. Let's see. The headsman is not likely to survive this, but I might give him GM ferocity for a round just so he can do one more thing. Harley, it is your turn.
And yeah, she's gonna just keep swinging for the fences. She'll hit one day.
That is indeed a hit. I don't think you can deal damage low enough to not kill him.
And not
But
kill him.
I will activate my my GM ferocity and remain at 1 hit point.
Okay. She'll just spend the rest of her turn pummeling
Wailing
this
on
thing
him?
since she just can't land a hit.
Yeah, keep going for it. If you critically fail, I'll do something.
Okay. Oh.
Nope, close. Close.
Oh,
There
there you
we
go.
All right. So as you miss, as it staggers on 1 hit point, the heads begin to jeer at you. Hey, you couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, you broad.
That's sexist.
Well, some of them are.
That's sexist, he says.
And knowing that this is its final hour on Earth, it's gonna make you frightened too.
Okay.
Then it's gonna take
That will
its.
be her whole turn.
Did she make a will save?
Oh yeah, go. Sorry, you do get the actual will save. Yeah.
Okay,
It's a
then there you
fail.
go. Fighting two.
Did I accidentally apply it to the wrong person? It's not on her sheet.
It was on her, and
Yeah.
then it went away.
I might have right-clicked instead of left-clicking. There we go.
It's there.
No, Cora, I'll double-check that after this encounter. But the headsman, with its final action, realizing that death is on the way, is going to go ahead and cast a 4th level fireball.
Beautiful.
That it stole from the wizard.
Yep. So join me in the afterlife.
I don't think I understand the afterlife as a thing for me. So no.
The headsman dies. He goes up in smoke. All
Hold on.
right.
Where in the world?
Go ahead and roll the damage
Androids
for
have
that.
souls.
Oh, I see a couple sixes. I don't like that.
33 points of fire damage. The headsman immolates, and with it, the head that was biting at Thicket drops as well.
No, yeah, because the head's been failed.
And with that,
Rude.
we have come to the end of this encounter. So, at this point, we are going to transition into what I think I've seen referred to on YouTube as kind of the locker room talk. As we discuss the design of tonight's creature. So you guys all should be able to open up a sheet.
Yeah.
So in case it wasn't somehow figured out by now, I played ChatGPT.
Yes, I did catch that.
Yep. I deliberately just asked what it thought it would be if it was put into a build, and it gave me this.
That's kind of funny. There are some changes I think right off the bat that I kind of want to make.
Okay.
When I built this creature, I think I focused too much on the horseless headsman part and hadn't fully delved into the idea that it is this amalgamation of heads of minds made into a singular creature able to channel all these thoughts together. Which is why it has a low will save. I think I want
Well, if it
to
has
switch its will and its fortitude.
well, if it has a like fractured sanity, I could see a low will making sense.
Yeah, but
Wait, so wait,
part of the reason it's
how
immune to like critical hits and like precision is that like any of the heads can be the main head.
I
Okay.
thought that was just because it was undead.
That's also part of it. Yes.
What? I mean, unless so I do like that, but I will just quickly note for you
Mhm.
that uh something that might be a concern would be unless you explicitly state that, others probably won't look at it that way and will just be like, "Oh, it's undead, and thus that's why it's immune." So unless you explicitly state that on like its sheet whenever you post it, that's
I mean,
just something for you to note.
I could also just see removing it if you guys don't think it should be that case.
Removing
The critical hits and precision immunity.
Well, I
again, I thought
mean,
that was because of undead.
No, that's not an inherent undead ability. That's because it's a bunch of heads that each can take over. There's no like,
Okay, see,
there's no
I
vital organ.
misunderstood that then. Do you have it listed anywhere as to why that's why it's immune? Because like I think that should
so
be a listed ability.
I
No,
would put
it's not
that.
something you usually need to list to, but I can list it,
Yeah, I would put that maybe
and I can
as
put
Maybe
it
one
in
of
the
the
listed as a
pooled
passive
passive.
things.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Vivath does suggest that if I remove the bludgeoning weakness, I should remove the critical hits and precision immunity. And I think that is like part of the reason why I gave it a weakness to bludgeoning. It was sort of a balancing act between those effects.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think they're fine. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's fun to just.
I think
I think flavor wise, I just think you need to say that so that whenever the GM runs it, that they can actively say that, and I think that's a really fun detail.
yeah, I can add that into the writing. But what do you guys feel about the saving throws? I do
I
kind
think
of like switching will to a 15, which just for a point of reference is for its level a oh that's actually a low. I must have built this creature at a lower level. Fortunately, you guys didn't make me make any saving throws.
Yeah, no. Can I just say you confused us when you were having us build because you was like super confidently told us last week, yep, you're building level 8 PCs, and then you were like, okay, level 7 PCs like a couple days ago, and it was just like, oh, okay. And then this morning, it was just funny.
All right. So I'm going to go with a low fortitude, moderate reflex, and a high will.
so. Honestly, in my
uh,
opinion,
Oh,
since
actually, you
this
know what I
thing
did
is a
wrong? Okay.
so,
So I actually had its stuff organized correctly. These were both forward and reflex were both 15. I accidentally typed 12 into its will when I was transferring this from the sheet. I meant to type 21, which is a high
so you
will save.
flopped the numbers. I still have a separate question.
hmm
You go off of the idea like multiple heads kind of fight each other. Why a high will because of that? Am I misunderstanding something then?
Um, I mean that was kind of me trying to justify it like in the moment. But
Hmm.
the idea is that it is a collective consciousness.
Okay, so it's not that they're fighting. They are more collective now that they're
Yep.
together.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
an idea that I thought would be neat is since it's a creature of shared knowledge from different heads, from different people, then all its saves should be the same number. Because that
But
way it can.
it's only collecting the heads. It isn't collecting like the fortitude or the reflexes.
Yeah, no, it's not getting like the base. Yeah, I can agree to that.
You wouldn't consider how to properly block or dodge part of the knowledge the heads would have?
No,
I
because
mean, there'd be a
that goes into
knowledge,
that because your saving throws aren't necessarily your knowledge on the subject.
but
It
it's
is
more
your
than that, yeah.
body's either like literal physical resiliency or your reflexes. Just like how quickly
Alright.
your
Your
body reacts.
having two heads doesn't mean your reflexes get faster. It more you have twice as much input, but that can both be good and bad.
Um, Other numbers wise, because those should all be correct. It has a high armor class. Its hit points are low since it is mainly supposed to be a caster. Uh, its attacks with a plus 19 are moderate. Its melee jaws strike, let's see, with a 2d8 plus 11 is moderate. Its range jaws strike is low. And Vivath, those are actually 15 is a yeah, those are low. But yeah, it's a caster, so that's kind of how saving throws are usually suggested to go for them. Um, Spells wise, it has high spell attack and DCs, and the range of spells it has, I honestly just pick sort of like classic wizard spells. But the idea behind this thing is it could have literally any spells that you want it to have with its pooled
Hmm.
knowledge.
This
Uh,
is like
yeah.
trying to think of the right words. I guess a more interesting take on like a lich.
Mm.
A more fresher take.
Um,
Although it doesn't have the same like death saves, like with the whole resurrection, but the whole idea of it's an undead that's smart enough to learn spells,
Hmm.
and then based on whoever it kills, it just keeps learning more.
Yep.
That's pretty neat.
I
So,
think it'd be hysterical to give it one of the spells that allows you to steal a spell, so that even though its target isn't dead, it just takes a spell anyway.
oh yeah, the umbral graft or whatever those are called.
Yeah, umbral extraction, umbral. Yeah, there's a few of them.
Yeah, I do agree.
Oh,
Vivath playing caster NPCs can be rough in solo encounters. However, I don't feel like this guy suffered too badly. I mean, he even had people that had uh, that were able to trigger his weaknesses regularly, and he still lasted a good 3 or 4 rounds, which is for an easy encounter, is about what you're expecting. Um,
if you could,
I,
something that could be really useful for him is if you give him the counter spell reaction.
you know what? That is a very good
So
idea.
Vavath also just put something up that could be very related to that counterspell idea.
Eat the spell. Hmm.
Ooh,
That timing when you said that was quite literally perfect. Lob a skull at a spell as a reaction to eat the spell to be able to learn it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it.
That's wild.
Let's see. Yeah, what could it? Maybe it has something like it can do a counteract ability, and if it critically succeeds, it gains like a single casting of that spell.
that sounds pretty cool. But to go with that guy's idea, I forget which monster it is, but um, since this thing, its heads can act independently, even though like they're still technically like it can control its heads, even though they're not attached to it.
Hmm.
I forget what the ability is called or what monster it's from, but the ability to be able to use detached heads as the focal point for like spells it casts. So like instead of
Oh,
say
interesting.
casting from its core body, it could pick one of its heads to cast fear from or cast fireball from.
The Twitch is suggesting to name the ability Counter Skull, which I suppose we will. Okay. Yeah, I do like that idea of it being able to use its skulls. Because there's witch feats for like the familiar that lets you do that.
Okay.
So trigger a. What do you think? A creature within 30 feet casts a spell.
Yeah. Sounds fun.
Sounds probably fair, yeah. Still allows for casters to be further away if they so desire, if they have the space for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
But
thought of it.
it
It's with the whole thicket getting a skull attached on him. With this ability, that means after the skull attaches to someone, they can just cast an AoE spell centered on that head.
Yeah.
sounds
I
about
mean,
right.
most AOE spells have pretty massive range anyway, but like
Facts.
maybe there's some usage in there. The headsman attempts a counteract check against the spell using its spell attack roll.
Attack roll?
That's what you usually use to counteract with spell attack.
I did not know that.
Uh, on a critical success, in addition to its regular effects, in addition to the regular effects of counteracting, the headsman gains the spell as a known spell of the level it was being cast at. And gains an additional spell slot with which to cast it. And then I do think I'll say just to like so it can't just like hold on to a spell like forever like this. If it doesn't cast this spell before the end of its next turn, it loses it.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, that felt like that was a little too much at first, and then yeah, you made the fair point. Cool.
Yep. So there is Counter Skull.
Um
All right. So you're saying to head lob Zach, I should add a headsman can use its detached heads. And what is that familiar ability called? Because that would be a good one to reference.
I didn't know that was a thing until you said it. You said it was a witch ability?
Familiars have it, I think,
Familiar
where
ability.
you can use
oh, so it's a familiar ability specifically?
yeah, it's like you can use them to like to be the starting point of your spells. Spell battery. That's not it. I thought it was one.
It might be like a witch feat, because I don't
Might be a witch
recall
feat.
that, if there
Is it
is one, because I don't recall that as like a familiar ability, personally.
Oh, you know what? I know there's at least in the remaster there was something like you could use your allies to determine like to fire spells off
There's
of or something.
Again,
there's a
I'd be a
spellcaster
feat.
uh uh familiar feat.
What's it called?
It's just called spellcasting, and you choose a spell in your repertoire that you have prepared that
No,
day,
Oh yeah,
and
it's
your
not that
familiar
one.
can cast that spell once per day. Okay.
something else.
Hmm.
I do know what you're referring to. I just don't know what
Yes.
it would be under or what it came
Spell
from because I
delivery
know I've
does
heard of
something
it.
similar, but it's not quite there. I'll look it up. I'll find it later and I'll add it to the head lob ability. For pooled knowledge, I have to add uh, these multiple heads can each take control of the body, making the headsman immune to precision damage and critical hits. Does that satisfy you,
Um,
Shy?
yeah. No, again, it's like I want it to be mentioned so that like the GM can like flavor it in combat for the players because like you telling me like yeah a head got in the way is like that's a fun detail
Take
and I
control.
and I don't want that to be missed out on.
Yeah.
And then you made counter skull a 30-foot range, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's otherwise I think that's a good one just because that's also the weapon range of head lob.
Yeah.
It'd be a little
Yeah.
weird if he knew how to throw his head like 120 feet away.
So
Yep.
it's not a familiar specific ability, so to speak, but
Oh,
you're
you
looking
found
at
it?
familiar conduit from the familiar master dedication.
Conduit. That's what it is. Thank you, Decaf. That'll be a good reference for writing this. Okay. So yeah, if that is the case, and it is. It looks like it's a pretty simple write-up for it. Uh, in, oops. In addition, the headsman can use a head detached in this manner as the origin of, let me double check, a spell it casts. It's different, a little bit different wording, but it follows mostly.
I'm gonna dip out because I think Blue and them are waiting for me. But
Oh,
this
for
was a
sure, man.
good monster test,
Have a good night.
and I'll catch you guys later. Yep.
Bye. Okay. That's a good, I think that's a good addition. Just so you guys can see the change I made there. It's the last line. Um, anything else you guys want to mention about it? How you feel about it?
I mean, outside of it being freaky in its like conceptual build, I thought it was great.
All right. Awesome. Uh, well, yeah, like I said, this this whole concept was literally me just thinking like, you know what? We've already got a headless horseman. What if we had a horseless headsman? And
I love that just for the pun alone.
from that, the headsman was born. And actually, I posted this once on a site. I haven't posted it on the blog before, but when I was just starting out, when I was only doing like Pathfinder First Edition stuff, I posted this, I think. And no, I think I might have been just before I started the blog in general, because I think I remember Blue when I was discussing with him. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna call it the headless or the horseless headsman." He's like, "Don't call it that. That's too ridiculous." All
Oh,
right. So he got shortened to the headsman. Uh, oh, yep. It has languages. So as listed in pooled knowledge, um, a headsman knows the languages and spells that its heads knew in life and can increase the spells it knows by collecting additional heads. So baseline, I just have it with common and Necril.
okay. But that gives the GM that maybe uses it
Yeah,
pretty
I
decent reign to adjust as wanted.
yeah, and that's also like the idea. Yep, it can learn new languages from taking in new heads because it's just like it says there.
Accumulating.
Yep, it knows languages of any of its heads new in life. But I can maybe word that to make it a little bit clearer. But I do think that covers tonight's test. Thank you for everybody that came out. This seemed glad to have you all in the chat. It was nice to see you all here. And thank you guys for helping me test this out. This was another fun one. We're gonna come back next week with another monster, and we're gonna be testing a level 13 creature.
Oh wow.
Level
BB,
13.
just so you know, you've
Yes.
created a pattern.
Uh-huh.
So last week we did level 4.
Uh-huh.
We did level 8 today. We're doing level 12 next week. I demand a 16 and 20. No.
That is not the
I'm
current
kidding.
trajectory. I'll see what I can do.
That is not the current trajectory, he says. No,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm just saying, you've created an expectation.
Yeah, well, if I continue to follow that expectation, I might be having some like tiny creature be a level 16 encounter, depending on what I have on my list.
What's wrong? What's wrong with tiny being
You know what?
level 16?
I do think that's fair. I'm not sure there is. I think there's a niche that needs to be filled there because I'm not sure there is a tiny creature that's like level 16. I'll keep that in mind. But until then,
Anyways,
until that happens, thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you everybody who's watching this in the future on YouTube, and we'll see you next time. So stay safe, be good, and bye bye.